Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to part number 1 of this second project for learning Golang. So in this one, we're gonna just set up kind of the basic stuff. First thing I want to say is the project don't gonna be like, oh, this thing it's production ready and stuff like that. This is the way you should go and build your app. I just want you to give you the tool you need to build whatever you want after that. So it's not gonna be crazy, it's not gonna use all best practice, maybe some, but some of this it's surely not the best thing. I want you to see how you can do this pretty easy. Plus it's more like for like kind of a front-end developer who just want to have some kind of GraphQL layer. It's not like I'm gonna build like an API and gonna sell this thing. So first thing I've done is I create a brand new project and I init that with Go module. So the way you do that is you just need to create a project, whatever, like create a directory, and you do go mod init and you give it a name, and that's gonna give you a file, go.mod, with the name of the project you did call it. So I just call this one a YouTube podcast. To that, I create a git ignore file where I just put .ida. It's just because I'm using JetBrains and all the JetBrains product. I'm using Golang and all the JetBrains product use IDE, a folder IDE where they put like all their share stuff and things like that. And I create a main file with a package main, function main, where we're gonna start everything. You're gonna see it's gonna be pretty simple, not a lot of stuff, but yeah. So first thing, we're gonna create a new directory called iTunes. And this directory, the only thing we're gonna need to do, finally, it's gonna be to create a file called iTunes. Okay, and you see like I put the presentation mode so you can see like my command I type. If you use Golang, that can be good for you if you want to see what I do, but it's your choice. So the first thing we need to do here, it's what's going to be this package. So this package is going to be what talk to the iTunes API services. So here we want to kind of create like our abstraction over the iTunes stuff. So it's going to be a bit simpler after that for us to use it. The way we can work with that, you have two ways. So we kind of gonna use two separate way of doing things. What I mean by that, it's here we're gonna use like kind of a object-oriented way, finally, where you create like a struct. We're gonna have his method in it, and we're gonna do the kind of the same pattern for the feed, but that's gonna be just function. So you choose whatever you like the more. So here we're gonna start by creating iTunes. If I can type iTunes API services. It's going to be a struct like that. And also just to make sure, I'm going to just put our file watcher, just because if I don't do this, file watcher, I just want, really, one sec. I just want to have the Go format. Okay, iTunes API services. After that, here in Golang you can do this like that. I don't know with VS Code, but you can say generate constructor, and that's gonna just give me like this new iTunes API services. It's a bit easier if you need to pass some param, but in this case no. But yeah, after that, here what we want to get a function who's gonna go to the iTunes API services, and this function is gonna be called search. Here gonna receive a term, and the term is going to be a string. And now here we need to think about how we're going to send something here. What I mean by that is we don't know yet the format of what we search. So the way we deal with that, we're going to go to the iTunes Store API. We're going to take this URL. After that, here you need to put entity/podcast and term equal example syntax And now you see that open a txt file. I don't know why they do this. I think just because it's not like we don't send which type of stuff we want to get, but you see, this is what we got. So now I'm gonna just copy everything here, put that inside my JSON to go. And now you see we get a beautiful object here, a struct. And now I can take this struct and paste that right there. The only thing is now I want to rename the auto generate to become search response. After that, we can keep it all of that. You see, because we did use of time for the release date, we import time. This is doing like that automatically. And now here, what I want to return finally is a search response and an error. If I put the comma. And now here is going to be a bit like what we've done in the other one. But the thing is, in here we need to think about something, okay? One of the things is, when I'm going to send you a term, okay? Example, if you search for Joe Rogan, you see here we have a space. The thing is, if you pass your string like that, you're not going to have a space here, and that's going to become wrong for the iTunes. So you need to kind of encode your URL. And what I'm going to show you, I don't think is the best way, but it's the way I use. So the way I deal with that, it's first thing you make use of the URL package with built in ghanim. And you start by building struct values. After that, here we can set some stuff, okay? So here, this thing, it's the query params. So we're gonna set the entity, so the thing I just showed you, to be equal to podcast. So that's the thing we just show here when I've done the iTunes. Yeah, I mean, I don't have it back, but it's the this one. So entity podcast. After that, we also want to set the term, and now the term is going to be equal to the term we passed from the search. After that, here I'm going to create a search URL. It's going to be equal to a URL struct. In here, I want to fill some selected value. So I want to fill the scheme. I want to the scheme. I want also the host. So scheme host, and I want also the path. So path right there. Oh, I don't know why you didn't get, but path. Okay. So the scheme here, it's the HTTPS. So finally, it's just here we build. It's kind of like a URL builder. So the host is gonna be iTunes.apple.com, and finally the path is gonna be search. So finally, here is the equivalent of HTTPS. I cannot type HTTPS iTunes.apple.com/search. This is what we've done. Don't forget to put your comma here. So now we have the search URL, and after that, we're gonna create the search URL query. And I don't remember why I've done that here. This thing was below. Sorry about that. You don't need this VURL here. Here, apparently, it's from the queue of the query. So you can set the key. And after that here, what we do, it's we gonna pass to the search URL raw query, who here can receive a string, and we're gonna say, take the queue and encode that. So what that means, it's we gonna encode the URL with all the param and everything. So here at this point, when we encode, the raw query of the search URL become the thing we need. And now after that, we can do what we've done in the project one, where we get the res and error from http.get. And now here, the only thing we need to do is pass search URL that string. And now we get the string from the search URL. After that, here we can do some error check. If we have an error here, we're gonna return an empty search response struct and the error. After that, here we need to declare the res body clause. After that, here we're gonna create a search response variable who's gonna be equal to the search response struct. And finally here, we're gonna JSON new decoder, res.body, and we want to decode that, I say new encoder, it's new decoder. I want to decode to my search response struct. And finally here, we return the search response and the error. So pretty simple, same thing at the first project. We build a URL, we pass it the query, we make sure we encode that, so if you have a space, we are not getting like any kind of error. If we get an error from the HTTP GET request, we return it. We make sure to defer, so defer means like that's going to be called at the end of the function to close the body, so we don't want to keep it open. After that, we create a search response struct, finally just a variable, like we initialize a variable, and after that when we decode, we kind of like inject the body to the decode to build the search response. And because this thing is from JSON, that's gonna take those JSON tag, and we return that. So now we want to test that. So the way we test that is pretty simple. It's the first thing we need to create the new iTunes services. So the way we work with that is you just call iTunes new API services. After that, here I'm gonna say res and error is gonna be equal to IS search. And for now, we're gonna search full stack radio. If we have an error, we're gonna log fatal F, error while searching. We're gonna give the error back. And finally, when it's done, now we can print out some stuff. So if you look at the res, now here we have the result, okay? And the result here, it's a slice of search response. So what we need to do now, it's here to loop over that. So I'm gonna say item range res result. And now we can log that a bit like we did in the first one. So I'm gonna just do something like that. And now here, I'm gonna print F, and I'm gonna say artist is gonna be equal to item dot artist name. And I'm gonna say also the podcast name is gonna be equal to track name. I know that's why like I changed the name, that made no sense for me, track name. And also the last thing, we're gonna make use of the feed URL. That's gonna be another thing, it's important for us. So feed URL is gonna be equal to item feed URL. And now I'm gonna run this code. Now you see we get Adam Wadam, full stack radio, and the feed. Now the thing is, maybe you ask like how everything is working. So that's the beauty of the debugger. So I'm gonna put some debug here, maybe here, and yeah, like that. And now I'm gonna rerun that, but in debug mode. And now you see we passed the term full stack radio. Sorry if this is small, I don't think I can make it bigger. And after that, we create here inside the queue here, we put as you can see, it's kind of like a map where you just put you set the key and stuff like that, where we have a key entity and the value is podcast. Same for the other one, who's going to be term. And after that, here we build a search URL. But you see now, when we call the work query, when we did encode here, look what we've got. We got entity, podcast, term, full, plus, tag, plus, radio. And now here, if I'm calling my search URL and I say string, as an argument, you function, I don't know why I got pass to escaping pointer. I don't know why I cannot just log this thing. Print. I don't know. This is something I always use, but I don't know why. I don't know, looks like I cannot see my stuff here, but yeah, but finally they just happen everything. I can also log here, but I think you understand what is happening. So here it's the way we can get the stuff from iTunes. Yeah, we good for that. Now the thing is we want to get this feed URL and get from the RSS, okay? So I'm gonna just rerun that just to get the feed URL. And now, I mean, it's this one, okay? So you see this ugly XML stuff. I don't like XML, so that's why I say that. So the way we work to get that, we're gonna create now a new directory, and I'm gonna call that feeds, and we're gonna call feeds, another file called feeds. Okay, this one's gonna be almost the same exact stuff we just got, but we're gonna change the way, because now I've shown you the way where you have a struct and like more like kind of like ish OOP stuff. Now here what we do, we're gonna just use a function where we're gonna say get feed. Well, we just need to get a feed URL. And here we want to return an object called RSS or an error. And the way we deal with this RSS, it's I'm gonna copy everything here. So like that, and I'm gonna paste that right there. Now you see they gave us this beautiful struct, and now I can paste that right there. Now if I save, we import encoding XML, and now you see the difference between that and iTunes. It's the tag are not JSON, they are not now XML. So I'm gonna call that like that, RSS, perfect. So it's gonna be the same exact stuff almost. It's just now we don't need to create the URL because we have access to it. So HTTP get, we pass the feed URL. If we have an error, we return RSS empty struct and the error. After that, here we make sure we want to close the body at the end of the function. After that, we're gonna create our RSS variable. After that, we're gonna decode. But now, if you look back into iTunes, we do JSON new decoder. What I really love about Go, it's first, you see, we did install 0 library yet. And the only thing I need to do is XML dot new decoder. So it's the same exact. It's the same exact signature. Is because they follow like the same interface. So now here the only thing you need to do is pass the body and the same pattern. You pass that to your RSS like that. Decode, and finally here you can return RSS or the error. So now what that means, it's we're gonna full stack radio just have one, so we can use this one. So here after that I'm gonna say feed and error equal get feed get URL. I'm gonna say item feed URL. If we have an error, I'm gonna do the same error. And now you see it's red right there just because I forget to initialize. The error was already initialized, but not the feed. Get feed. And now here we have the response. And now the response, it's a bit more harder. So the response is gonna be a struct like that, where you have some information about the channel and stuff like that. But inside the channels, you have the item, where you can, after that with the item, having like a GUID, it's like the ID and stuff like that. You have the publication date, the title of each of the podcasts, the description, everything. So now here what we can do, it's log.print, sorry, just because now here, I need to look over my channel.item. So I'm gonna say for I'm gonna call that I'm gonna call that pod, and we need to range. And now here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say same exact stuff as the other one, but now we can here log that print f, and I'm gonna say title. It's gonna be equal to pod.title. So that if we want to also get, I don't know, the duration, so pod.duration. Maybe we also want the description. And finally, the thing we want to get, we want to be able to play the podcast. And the way we get, we're gonna call that URL. It's inside the pod, you have all access to an enclosure, and enclosure give you the URL. And now if I rerun my code, we got back the information, and as you can see, the description is HTML. So now the beauty of that, it's inside React Native. We're gonna be able to show this HTML and having like a href and stuff like that. But now the thing we want to play is this link. So you see this link? I'm gonna say copy URL. So it's the enclosure.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 5.
And now right there, it's the episode. So you can play the episode. So here is going to be the link we're going to need to use in React Native to be able to play the episode. So now you see, so that was the first part. So the first part, we are able to get the iTunes API working, where we can get the information about like the artist and stuff like that. And after that, we are able to get the feed from this artist and have his RSS feed finally and all the podcasts he did play. And now here after that, we are able to loop over that. Next part, we're gonna create a graphical layer where we're gonna finally just take all those information but give it a more nicest API than what we have right now. So we're gonna be able to fetch like I've shown you right there. So I hope you enjoyed this part. Please subscribe if you didn't. If you have any comment, just put that below. Also, I'm gonna put all the link in the description. So I hope you have a good day. Bye everyone.